It's also great just to see the amount of people in the room. I played college baseball a long time ago, and at 52, it didn't look like this at 18, I assure you. The sport was quite a bit different back then in many ways, and Dan and I reminisced about this. And it's really awesome to come to this and see it. For somebody who loves baseball as much as I do and has certainly followed what's happened in college baseball and is continuing to grow, and it just will continue from here. This thing's not slowing down. And we've been fortunate to be a leader in this sport in many ways. And we've had a terrific leader here in many ways, and Dan. And I've been fortunate that I got to meet Dan through my former coach, Keith Madison. When Dan first got here, I think he even met him in a bucket hat at a golf course. He was doing what he does well. He was out here at a golf outing, and this idea of the bucket hat being lathered in sunscreen didn't just start. That's how I met him. But anyways, it was great. We got to share some stories back then. I realized very quickly what a dynamic individual that we had here, and it was easy to get engaged with him and see where the program was going to go, and it's gone a long way, and it's going to continue to go a long way. This sport and what's going on at the university is far from being done. I got to sit last week at the women's softball dinner, and Margie White spoke at that dinner. She was a longtime coach at Fresno State softball and had been to the College World Series for Women's 10 times. And she talked about finishing third 5 times, finishing second 3 times, and then winning that sucker in 1998. And the amount of success she had, coached our Olympic team, was part of the Olympic gold team and so forth, and just all these wins and an amazing decorated career. We're going to have that here. Hearing about all these World Series that we've already had and we'll have going forward, I think by the time Dan decides to hang them up, we're going to hear a lot more about it. And I think this same perseverance as you heard about Margie getting over the hump to get back there, and then finally getting over the hump to win a national championship, to win that World Series, will happen here. And it's fun to watch. I've been fortunate to be a part of this, to come out here and watch these games, to sit in watch during the season, sit in the regionals, super regionals, and then last year go to Omaha and join the team, stay in the team hotel, and just get a vibe for everything that was going on. And I was by myself. It was just a thing I wanted to go. It wasn't working out with my family, so I said, I'm still going. And I had a terrific time. I got to spend time with a lot of the team's family members. Enjoyed dinner with Todd. Esther sat next to him, and he and I reminisced quite a bit about baseball and his love of the game and the passion and all that. And it was certainly a sad moment. What's happened is terrific that we're able to honor Todd here tonight. It was really fantastic. He's missed. I know the team will miss him this year as well. And hopefully we'll go back to Omaha and he'd be looking down upon us. But it was a terrific journey having him around. But there's certainly more to be done here, and I know I'm putting pressure on Dan by saying that and making all these great accolades about him. We've been able to get to know each other quite a bit. I mean, in companies, I've been fortunate to run different companies, and Dan actually invited me to come speak at one of my sales meetings. So I had a ballroom this size with this many people in it, and asked Dan to come speak. I believe in the message, and I believe in the results that he had, and he came and spoke, and as I came in as a relief pitcher into this role, to pardon the pun, and went and spoke to the team in the center field. I talked about that and what an impression Dan made on me, because I'm always open to learn from others. That's the thing, is you do your best, and then along the way you learn from others. And I still had my notes from that sales meeting. So I kept the notes from when Dan spoke, and I pulled them out in front of the team and said, "You don't think your coach is going to leave an impression on you? You left one on me. And here's what he said, and here's the books he said, and here's what he talked about in life, how you adapt, and you become a product of your environment, where you are." And then he gave which I think is still funny, notion about Dan talking about being from the Northeast, and that's where my office has been, in Greenwich, Connecticut, and Dan's from that area, but he talks about coming down here, and all of a sudden you become a product of your environment. You drink sweet tea, and you say, "Y'all." So I listened, didn't I? But I think that's one of the things that we're fortunate to have here. We've got a great leader in Dan, but we got other great leaders around him. And as I've gotten to know more of the staff, and particularly in baseball, and because that's where a lot of my passion lies, no offense to our other sports, and I know we have some here, like I saw you got there earlier in volleyball, and you did your ACC championship thing, so I'll give you kudos later. But I do, it is, Roger, I didn't get to, I certainly played for a great pitching coach in Keith Madison. We're fortunate to have Roger, and then this staff has grown, and Eric and others have joined. And it's terrific what's happening here. And we're attracting great players. They want to come here. And we've got great facilities, and we're going to make them better. And that's the cool thing about it. As this sport grows, we're going to be in front of it. We'll be a leader in it. And we've got the right people to do that. And we'll continue to support that. So, as far as where I look at these things, and I really talk to the kids about, where the expectations are of them. I have two of my kids here tonight, Cooper and Sydney, with my mother as well, who's been in all these games with me through the years, sitting in the heat last year in all these games while I sweat my butt off in those red plastic seats. So Mom's been in all these ball games with us. But I talk to the kids about the way I was raised and the way I try to teach my kids as well, and I carry that over about expectations on and off the field, and about effort and conduct, and how they handle themselves and the effort they give. And if they give the effort and they give the conduct, the grade in the classroom is going to be what it's going to be. It's going to be an A, or it's going to be a B, or whatever. If you look down the corner, my parents would look down, and as I looked at my kids when they came home with their report cards in grade school, effort and conduct is what we talked about first. And if there was an O down there for outstanding, then that's what their grade's going to be. If it wasn't an O and it wasn't outstanding, then they weren't going to make A's. Our kids today weren't going to have these GPAs, and we're not going to win the World Series. But if they give the effort and they have the conduct and handle themselves the way that Dan expects them to, as well as the rest of the staff, and you as our terrific supporters handle it, then those things will take care of themselves on and off the field. And we'll continue to see more of our former players come back like they have tonight and succeed once they get into the pros and go on, and Kyle and Adam and others that we have that will be in the major leagues and achieve. And we'll make this a great home for them. They've added a lot of value here and been a part of this tradition that continues to grow. And we'll have the red carpet out for them. I know when I played, I loved it when the former players came around, when the pro players came around. It was terrific. I learned a lot from a guy named Jeff Parrott, who pitched in the majors for 14 years. He taught me a lot of things about the mental part of being a pitcher in college at a high level. And at that time, I was the ace of the staff, and even carrying that pressure of being the ace to win the big game. So I love seeing you guys around. Keep coming back. All of the 30 or 40 of you that stood, we want to see you every year, and then we'll continue to grow this till we have to be in an even bigger ballroom, and the success will continue. My only thing is, the name of this thing is the Leadoff dinner. As a pitcher, it should be like brushback dinner, beanball dinner, or something else. Because I told the, during my day, I was a power pitcher, and as most know, I didn't have a problem fixing things if things weren't going well our way, and the other team had a little attitude. I was generally the guy who put it back in line. But with that being said, Dan, thank you so much for your leadership. Everyone here, thank you so much for your support of this team and of this university and our athletic program. Thank you.